What's going on? I'm coming live from my kitchen here in Tepoztlan, Mexico, and I just wanted to kind of share a little bit what Spread the Love's got going on, why I'm here sharing this with you live, what I'm doing in my kitchen. So whether you're actually gonna tune in or not live, or you just watch this afterwards, this is kind of what's going on real time in Tepoztlan, Mexico. So, you know, with Spread the Love, our Spread the Love team, many of you may or may not know the story, but because of COVID, we decided we wanted to really start feeding people. And we saw that food was, you know, the most pressing need and something that people couldn't really survive without. And so we started feeding some people, and we had a little tight team of volunteers that came together in Colorado and fed some homeless people, and in Denver, and the Taspins Organics Cosmic Kitchen has been doing a wonderful job feeding people at the kitchen, and woohoo, someone just tuned in, very cool. And here I am, I'm in Tepoztlan, and I'm preparing food for an orphanage. It's called Fundación Eugenia, and I went there the other day. It's about 35 kids, really beautiful little project. And you know, like many orphanage or many nonprofit foundations during this time have been losing their funding, right? Donors are backing out, and so I asked them if they would benefit if we come in and feed the kids a few days a week, and they got really excited. You know, not only will the kids get to eat some kind of different food, but it's also going to take a financial burden off the orphanage. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm preparing food for about 35 kids and adults. we got these really nice fresh beans that were grown by a local farmer in a rice, and I'm going to prepare like a guisado. It's like basically a stir fry of vegetables. I'm bringing some nice blue corn tortillas, fresh from the market, made with all local organic corn. And then I'm also just bought about 20 to 30 avocados, also local and organic, that I'm going to bring to share with the kids. So the idea is to not only just feed these kids and kind of stuff them like a lot of sort of governmental programs tend to do, but to give them fresh, organic, local food to upraise the vibe. So before I turned this live video on, I had my sound system going in here. I was listening to some mantra, chanting to the food, raising the vibe, and part of our project at Spread Love, that's what we believe in, right? We believe that food and just exchange of energy really has the ability to uplift people beyond just a meal. So when we feed somebody, yes, we nourish their body, we can also nourish their heart, we can nourish their mind, and hopefully that meal that they receive will then carry them on maybe through that whole day, or maybe the week, or maybe the month, or maybe they'll be inspired to serve somebody else some food, and then we've changed someone's life. So that's what we're going with. Now, the cool thing about this project is that it's not just going to stop with feeding of the people, right? There's a long-term vision here, and the long-term vision is to start really working with a lot of local farmers that are using regenerative techniques, so we can also be supporting this global climate change, global warming effort by supporting regenerative farmers, supporting organic farmers, and then also helping local economies, so working with smaller farmers. And eventually, I would really like to have a space. I mean, right now I'm in my kitchen, which is a lovely space, but I would really love to be working with volunteers and have a whole team that can really cook with me. And so to have kind of a kitchen that's a neutral space, that I don't have my 2 children here, and my wife, my dog, and all the things that go on with a home. It'd be really nice to eventually have a nice little kitchen that we can cook regularly out of and serve orphanages. I spent last week actually driving around to different orphanages and surrounding my local town here, and I found an orphanage with 600 kids, another with 200 kids, and they're all kind of facing the same struggle, right? Feeding the kids are very, very important. It's an important thing, and also obviously like receiving funding, but there's also elderly homes, there's people living on the street, there's a lot of people that we can feed. And so, this kind of idea that I've been pondering in my mind is to come up with this sort of Cocina Libre, which is a free kitchen, also free in the spirit and the mind, but a place where people can come and commune together, make music together, eat together. I have been feeding people for, many years now. My yoga training back about 10 years ago or 15 years ago or something, I remember Gurmukh told me, my teacher Gurmukh said, if you're ever feeling bad, just go out and feed someone. Go to the soup kitchen, give your time and feed someone and see how you're uplifted. And that's the truth. I mean, I get so much joy from doing this, from feeding people. And I hope that I can do my best, that anyone that's supporting this project with gifts, or anyone that's investing in this idea, that you can also get some of this vibe back, right? You can also feel that, hey, we're actually doing this, we're making the change. You might not have the time to get out there and feed people, but you might be really good at making money and doing your thing, and this might be a way that you can kind of plug in and just give back. And so we're just uplifting people one at a time, have a long-term vision again of having our own kitchen, but also growing our own food, working with locals who are maybe keeping the regenerative techniques of the ancestors alive, inviting them to the farm, and just feeding people. Also, I think some people know this, that I had started an educational program here in the mountains of Tepoztlan, working with an indigenous community, and we started doing familiar gardens. So we started with germinating seeds and composting and making your garden beds at home and how you plant your seeds. And we had about 50 families that went out and planted their own gardens, which is pretty amazing. And we've taken a little break from that because, every working with an indigenous community always has its little bits of its challenges. But that is something that I'm not abandoning, and that's something that I truly believe in, is that we can empower people with this education as well of how to grow your own food, how to prepare healthy, organic food, how to share in community. And since I'm not stopped, but it's going a little bit slower, this is the route we've decided to take right now. This is what we can do to help people, is to get out there and feed them. And so that's what we're doing. And it's gonna be a little bit weird for me today because I'm gonna go to the orphanage in just about an hour. I have everything prepared pretty much except this last little bits of veggies. And I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna have to drop the food off, which is a bummer because I was imagining in my head that I was gonna get to bring my ukulele, bring my kids, sing some songs, sing some mantra, maybe dance a little bit with the kids, have some fun, right? Speak to them about what they're eating, about how we're supporting local farmers, how we're eating organic, how we're taking care of this body temple so then we can share with the greater temple that is on this earth. And because of the COVID restrictions, I can't even enter into the orphanage. So I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna meet with a really sweet director, Giselle, and I'm gonna drop off the food, and then she's gonna send us some videos of the kids eating and maybe some photos, and just let us know that how grateful they are that we're providing this food, and let them know that the kids love the food and that we're always invited back to go feed them. So just wanted to share this with you all. Thank you for the few people that are watching. It's super cool. I didn't really expect that. This is off the cuff. And just wanted you all to know that this project is going to continue. My plan is to feed people at least a couple times a week until I get a little bit more volunteer support. And you can by all means check out the website, and you can subscribe to our newsletter, and just stay involved, stay in touch. This is a great time for us at home to get involved with projects like this so we can uplift and connect in community rather than being so isolated and overwhelmed with the burdens of life. So if you can't go out and you can't cook and serve people, then plug in with Spread the Love. Just plug in with me in this project, and we'll feed people together. Sending you lots of love, lots of aloha. I'm gonna finish up here. I'm gonna get my head down, put the mantra on, and get cranking. Have a beautiful day. Adios.